Viewers, I'm sitting with Salman Arif from Mortgage Alliance. Very important topic we're going to discuss today, the importance of a pre-approval. Hi Salman, how are you?
I'm good, Zia. How are you?
Not bad. Welcome on board.
Thank you.
You know, especially I'm talking about investor-driven market,
Okay.
in or even through end user, in particular, like, Greater Toronto area.
Right.
You know, the trend is to invest in real estate. There might be a lot of purchasers who ended up investing in multiple properties.
Right.
What is the importance of a pre-approval?
Very good question. Pre-approval has a very in-depth important when it comes to pre-construction purchase. So what basically happened is when any customer or any client purchase a pre-construction condo or low-rise house, the builder has the guideline to provide them a pre-approval within the first 10 days after you put the offer, to feed the file to complete the transaction. If you are unable to provide a pre-approval, they will not do your deal and they will cancel the transaction.
Yes.
So this is basically a pre-approval means, and this is basically where the pre-approval stands.
Now, pre-approvals, like, I know it has two different definitions, pre-approval with conditions, pre-approval form, right? So what is the difference between both?
Whenever it comes to pre-approval or approval, it always comes with conditions.
Okay.
You will never see any approval without the conditions. So basically, based on those conditions, you're approved for such amount of mortgage.
Yeah.
Right? Now, when we're talking about pre-approval, we're talking about probably after 1 year or after 2 years completion of the project.
Yes.
Today, the situation is different. I'm talking about client's perspective. In today's market, let's say he has a better credit, he has a better income. After a couple of years, when the time of completion, the income has changed, the credit has changed. They have to understand what the down payment is required if they are owning another property and they are going for investment property, or they are going for a first time home.
Yeah.
They have to understand what are the options they have. So in order for them to decide what is good, what is bad, they have to understand and explore all the options before even go for purchase a house.
Okay, perfect. So what would be the due diligence, the due diligence towards pre-approval? So what clients, should do?
This is very important for clients to work with somebody. I'm talking about the realtors.
Yes.
Work with someone who has a wise experience for pre-constructions. Because how do we get the experience of this and that? Based on the number of transactions.
Yeah.
We have different clients, we have different scenarios, and based on those scenarios, we discover different things, we learn different things. And that's how we suggest different things to different clients. Now, if someone is saying that you get your pre-approval done and I will get it done, and client said, okay, fine, it's less hassle for them not to going to anybody and getting a pre-approval done while selling their house. This is not the case. At the last minute, it can be multiple surprises, which can end up with wrong things. I just don't want to say it, right? But in order to get this smooth, you have to understand what are the guidelines, what are the down payments requirement, what is the income requirement. If you're purchasing for rental, what are the rental guidelines? If you're purchasing for your own residence, what is their guidelines? If it's out of town, if it's inside, if you're self-employed, if you're stated income, it's totally different. I would say if you're a self-employed and you're working as a stated income rate, you're declaring less income and you're making more, there is no rental program from an A lender.
And the 10 days cooling off period, which would be given from developer in order to review your agreement through your lawyer in order to get your pre-approval. So these pre-approval must be taken within 10 days.
Within 10 days.
Is that time frame is enough to get a pre-approval?
Time frame is enough as long as client will go and see us.
Okay.
They have to sit, they have to understand, and they should help us understand their situation.
Exactly.
Right? Based on what are their perspective in terms of this property. Okay. Right? So otherwise, it's very hard for us to get this transaction closed at the time of closing.
Exactly, it would be very difficult, and then you are in a binding contract.
And based on those information, we can suggest them that what steps to make for
Exactly.
them, right? So very important, very
No,
important.
great. Salman, thank you very much for your time. Definitely, we'll talk about more topics in the next episode.
Sure.
Viewers, as you've seen, Salman explained pre-approval quite well. It is very important that you must have your pre-approval ahead of time in order to avoid 11th hour surprises at your final closing. And if you need any mortgage guidelines, any mortgage suggestions, always call Salman and discuss with Salman. Stay with us.